Hey there, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Michelle from Michelle V. Park Design. I'm so glad you could join me. Today's card project is absolutely adorable. I'm going to make an anniversary card featuring another pattern from my premium pattern cardstock line. I'm also going to introduce some of my own critter ephemera, a few of my favorite dies, and one of my all-time favorite sentiments. So please stick around. Join me down at that craft table. Let's get this project started. For my anniversary card, I'll be using my Tiny Hearts Premium Patterned Cardstock in 100-pound weight. The sweet little hearts are turquoise on a white background. My line of cardstock comes in an 8.5-inch by 11-inch size and is professionally laser printed in Belleville, Ontario. I'll be teaming it up with some cardstock in a lovely turquoise color. I'm not sure where I got this, but I do know it's a 65-pound weight Astra Brights brand. The solid turquoise will definitely make those adorable hearts really pop. I also create my own original artwork critter ephemera. These are my lady foxes, which are available in black and white, so you can hand color them. Let's zoom in just a little so you can see them up close and personal. These are laser printed and cut using my Cricut. The second fox I'm placing down has been colored with my alcohol markers. My critter ephemera is also available pre-colored. It's printed in full color on a commercial laser printer and then cut with the Cricut. It's nice to have options. When I don't have the sentiment I want, I use my graphic design skills and make it myself using my computer and laser printer. Don't forget, laser printed sentiments can be foiled with decofoil and a laminator. To help me with my layout, I print these templates on an 8.5 by 11-inch white or colored cardstock. For this project, I borrowed heavily from a retired set from CZ Design because I adore this sentiment, I still choose you. Perfect for an anniversary card. I wanted to use an oval as my focal point, so I recreated the outside dimensions of the oval die in my template graphic. Then I was able to place the sentiment exactly where I wanted it to be, close to the bottom, and then perfectly centered. Once this template is printed, I can cut the sheet into 4 A2 panels, perfect for this project and 3 more. The dies I'll be using for this project are from my Gina design stash. The first is the stitched rectangle from her Master Layouts 14, and the second is the largest oval from the double stitched oval set. I really do love the stitching details. Next, I want to cut out that oval focal point with the sentiment, so I'll tape the sentiment panel we trimmed earlier down to the bottom die plate. Then I'll washi tape everything down securely because I don't want anything to move in the die cut machine. Now I'm ready to center that oval die inside the drawn oval on the template. You'll see that it fits perfectly inside that drawn line. I'll tweak the die position until I'm happy with the placement, and then I'm going to tape everything down so everything is perfectly snug and secure. Top plate on, and then off to the die cut machine. And here it is, that oval die cut. Check out that stitching. Absolutely beautiful. And then, of course, the sentiment is perfectly situated inside that oval, near the bottom and perfectly centered. Up next, I cut a quarter panel of the patterned cardstock using the stitched rectangle. Once I pop it out of the die, you'll see just how beautifully my premium patterned cardstock cuts. I'll bring it up to the camera so you can check out all that beautiful detail. For the next part of this assembly, I want to layer the oval on top of the rectangle panel. First, I'll put a small bead of tape runner on the back side of that oval, just in the center, which provides just enough stick to hold it in place while allowing me to adjust it as necessary. I use my little T-square to ensure my sentiment is straight and the spacing is even, top and bottom, left and right. Once I'm happy with that oval placement, I can press gently down in the center of that oval to make sure that the tape runner is perfectly adhered to that cardstock. Now I'm going to finish gluing that oval down using a rather unconventional method. I apply a bead of glue onto a small Post-it note, then tuck it glue side up underneath the die cut. Next, I gently press the die cut down while pulling the Post-it note out. Essentially, I'm smearing the glue evenly across the back side of my oval. I do this because it really bugs me when I can see a distinct glue line on my card element from the front. This often happens when I use a lighter weight cardstock. I'll continue to work my way around the complete oval until it is completely stuck down. Now that my oval is glued down to my panel, it's time to add my little critter ephemera. When doing my layouts, I typically dry fit my elements before bringing out that glue. In addition to those cute little foxes, I'm going to add some tiny red heart die cuts. These are actually the fallout pieces from my Gina K heart cover plate from another project, but I always hang on to the extra hearts. So I'll futz with the layout a little bit with my embellishment wand until I'm happy with the arrangement. I think I'll push those little foxes just a little closer together because I think they really do like each other. It's an anniversary card after all. Now that I'm happy with the design, I'll bring out the glue and glue all the pieces down. I'll add some tiny dots of glue to the back side of the ephemera, here and there, and then with my reverse tweezers, I'll place that little boy fox right back down to where he was before. I'll be mindful of the placement, check the distance from the edge of the oval, and make sure he's on the same plane as the little girl fox. Tap, 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 and he's stuck down. Then I'll pick up the lady fox and repeat the whole process again. A little bit of glue, not too much. We don't want anything to ooze out. And then with my reverse tweezers, I'll lay her back down carefully, eyeballing her placement to work with the little boy fox, checking the spacing from the edge and making sure she's on the same plane as the boy fox. I'll set her down loosely, but before I commit, I'll bring out that T-square to make sure they're perfectly lined up. And as it turns out, I had to move her down just a titch. Now to glue those little red hearts down, I'll replace each of those tiny hearts with a small dot of glue, and using the waxy end of my embellishment wand, I can pick up each of the hearts and place it down on top of each of the glue dots. Then I can finish up by using my fingertip to gently press each of the hearts down one last time to make sure I have good contact. And now the card panel is complete. To finish my card, I made a 5.5 by 4.25 inch top folding note card in 110-pound weight cardstock in a similar shade of turquoise. I like to put a little piece of rolled up washi tape on the back side to keep the note card in one place while I work. I do the same thing on the inside of the note card to keep it closed. Now I take my finished panel and dry fit it on the note card. I try to center it as best I can, and then using a T-square, I make sure everything's straight. Dry fitting helps me double check that my note card is the perfect size, and I get a great visual about how much margin I'm trying to achieve before I bring out that glue. Once I'm happy with how everything looks, I do a few swipes of tape runner in the center of the panel. This gives me some wiggle room to recenter and tweak the panel as necessary, since the tape runner isn't permanent until you press down firmly. Once it looks good and I've confirmed with my T-square everything is centered, I press the panel down firmly to ensure I have good contact. Then I continue adhering the panel to the note card using that unconventional technique I showed you earlier, spreading the glue on the underside of the panel and working my way all the way around the entire perimeter. When I can no longer slide a Post-it note underneath the panel, I know I've completed all the sides. And here is my finished project. I really think this anniversary card came out beautifully. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you spending your time with me in my craft room. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more of my handmade creations and design tips, hit that subscribe button so you'll be notified the next time I post. It means the world to me to have you as part of my creative community. So until next time, happy crafting.